I think I'm recording, so let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Be Inspired. I'm Elise Hill.
And I'm Ben Palizzi, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, James Ogle. James, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, so our first question for you, James, is we're just kind of wondering, how did you know the arts were for you and what you wanted to do with your life? What inspired you to jump into the arts?
Oh, that's such a good question. Um, when I was younger, I did a lot of sport things, but when I got to uh my seventh grade year, I was like, this just kind of isn't the deal for me. So I went to my high school and I saw one of their plays they were doing, and I was like, oh, I really like this. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, I went to our community college and I saw them do Little Shop of Horrors. And when I saw that, I was like, I definitely want to be on that stage doing this for forever. Um, and within that moment of seeing that at my community college and deciding this is what I wanted to do forever, I quit doing all sports. I joined our theater group on campus at my high school, and then just kind of stuck with it ever since. And I guess what really inspired me so for theater is just how passionate people were that I had talked to who were doing it, and how much fun they were having, and the different types of people that you met throughout the process of every different show, and getting to know those people and hearing their stories and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I definitely agree with you that people in the arts are definitely passionate about what they do and they're very driven. So, our next question for you is two parts. First of all, what has inspired you to stay in the arts? And second, how do you feel the arts can inspire others?
Um, what's really inspired me is the fact of just knowing that every time I do a show, I can allow someone in the audience a brief relaxation from their everyday reality, and they can come into our world and witness the story that we're telling, and we're telling it in such a way that it becomes realistic to them, and we're pulling them into the world. And then when they leave, that's really all they talk about for a little while. And that is that inspires me, because it lets me know that I'm giving them a small 2.5 hours of brief joy, and they're forgetting all of the troubles they have going on in the real life world. And what was the other question?
The second question was, how do you feel the arts can inspire others?
Um, I think the way that the arts could inspire everyone or others is just being able to see different things and see different point of views or different aspects of different arts, because there's several different types of arts. There's painting, there's singing, dancing, acting, all those different kinds of things. But I think it brings, like I said, a small amount of joy to their life in some aspect or some way, whether they go to an art museum and they see things from the Renaissance or things like that, and just see how people were moved in making these things, and then they feel moved by the piece, to be to think, oh wow, this is amazing, what can I do in my community to bring art to this world, or how can I get involved in making this a better place, or more things for people to see and do.
I agree with that for sure. I know some of the pieces we've done at Heidelberg since I've been here last year have been really awesome pieces that I've seen kind of engaging the audience in that way. I think that's been really awesome to watch.
Yeah, of course. And I like the pieces we've done so far here at Heidelberg, because they're so wide varied, and they are all telling a story that I think everyone should know. And like you said, it's just a fun time, and you just touch so many different lives in doing so.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you for sure. And our final question for you, James, is one piece of advice that you wish your younger self would have known, or that you could give to somebody that's first starting out in the arts.
One thing that I had someone tell me a while back was, whether you go on a job interview or you go to an audition, you're going to end up getting 1,000 no's, But just because you're getting 1,000 no's doesn't mean that you're not going to get that one yes that could change your life forever. And within that, don't stop just because someone tells you no. That no should drive you and create more passion within you to go forward and keep creating so that you can finally reach that one yes that can derail the path that you're on and send you on this magnificent journey that you've been looking for. So I guess my initial thought of that whole process is no matter how many times you get a no, keep going. No matter how hard it is, keep going, because when you get that yes, it's going to mean 10,000s more, and all those 1,000 no's are going to mean nothing.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you on that, James. And I feel like that's one thing that so many people don't realize is so important. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today with James. James, we really enjoyed having you today on our show.
Thank you guys for having me. It's like so much fun. I'm like smiling from ear to ear.
I love that.
And we will hear you all again. Hope you'll tune in next time. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
Introduce yourself. My name is Michael with a B, and I've been afraid of insects my entire life. Stop. Where? Where's the bee? There's a bee?